Hello, everyone. I'm back again to give you Tanner's thoughts on Scream 4, probably the most uh, controversial Scream movie of this franchise. And if you don't know, this was in fact Wes Craven's last directorial debut, and a lot of people seem to hate on this movie, which I personally physically just don't understand. Starting off with the positives on Scream 4 is how violent I am in this movie. Now, I will say before I review Scream 5, I think that is the most brutal Ghostface, but in this one, I think I am the most violent, I think you have probably the most violent kills. Sure, the kills are pretty much the same, just stabby stabby and all that, but to me, they are they're most violent. You got this one girl where he literally tears out her intestines and all that, stabs this officer in the head. To me, all the kills in this one were just more violent and how more mean this Ghostface was, but it's pretty much the same in Scream 5, which I will talk about. I like how this is the first Scream movie set in Woodsboro since the first movie. And if you don't know what Woodsboro is the place where the first film took place and is pretty much the birth town of Scream. I honestly think that it was fun just to go back to the original place of the original, where you get like like I said, the birth town of the original film. And I just thought it was nice just to return back to Woodsboro. You get the hometown of the original characters, you get the birth town of the original. It's just fun to return back to the original town, and I'm glad that they also did that in Scream 5, which I will talk about tomorrow. And I like the Kirby character, and I am glad to see that she's back in Scream 6, where this Scream movie is the one that tackles the remake phase, which, in a way, Kirby is a remake version of Randy, which is where she is the horror movie film geek like Randy, where she can do trivia and get all the questions right and all that. She's just one of those characters that just knows that's very meta. She knows a bunch of answers to a few things, which I just really liked. Like I said, I'm glad to see that she's back in Scream 6 when originally a lot of people thought she just died, but Wes Craven did say that he didn't have like a faith for her and thought that she honestly lived. It's kind of just like a small positive, but oh god, what's her name? I forgot already. That was Allison Brie. I'm sorry, I forgot her name. Allison Brie, I best know her for Community. That's why I'm glad to see her in this. And all the lines that she's reading have this kind of an asshole character. It's kind of weird because she's such a likable character in Community, which is one of my favorite TV shows. And yeah, like I said, it's just kind of weird to see her do this like bitchy type film. But like I said, it's kind of a small positive, but she is a actress that I like, and just every time she's on screen, I can't help but think of her character in Community. My final positive is Jill as Ghostface. Jill is probably my second favorite Ghostface, right behind Stu Macher, where I think she was the one I never saw coming. Like the other ones I kind of saw coming, even Stu, which is an argument that I'm gonna create. But I always did see Stu kind of coming, just how suspicious he was. But at the same time, when it saw it, I was like, oh damn. But it was just a nice final act. But this is like probably the only Ghostface where I was like legit shocked that she was in fact the Ghostface. But to me, I think she's also just the meanest. And apparently, her actress who plays her, apparently got is apparently being charged for violence against an actor or some kind of famous person. I forget his name, but she was very committed to the role, man. On to my mixed aspects. I honestly think that the Ghostface voice from Roger L. Jackson, he sounds like he says a lot. Where he kind of sounds like when like he's whispering. To me, he just sounds like he's just spitting the entire time. It's like that's. And I was like, "What are you saying?" And I was so confused. I'm like, "Why does he sound like that? What the fuck's going on here?" I was just confused. I It doesn't bother me too much then when you get to his normal voice, it's not that bothering. But I was just like, he's saying here, and when he's whispering, you don't know what he's saying, and he sounds like he's spinning throughout the entire thing, like I said. But like I said, I can forgive it, and when he's back to his normal voice, it's pretty easy to forgive him. To my negatives is that the lenses of the cameras in this movie are freaking smudged. They need to do something about that. The entire time I was watching this, it was just smudged. Like every character, there's like a tiny little fingerprint I could probably see where it's just still smudged. I'm like, what? I can't even see. Like when it's dark, I can't even tell what's going on outside. I was like, can you do something, please? Can you get like new cameras? Can you just do something? Because it was so freaking annoying. And this is probably the worst shot Scream movie ever. That's me. That's just coming from me, but it's so freaking noticeable and it's hard to miss it. Since I talked about Jill's ghost face, I did not care for her partner Charlie. He was a lot of people seem to hate on him, which I don't completely think he is the worst Ghostface or one of. But he is a pretty boring Ghostface, how he's trying to be the new Randy, apparently, and trying to also be like Stu. But at the same time, I was just like, dude, I don't care. Just focus on Jill. And when Jill killed him, I was like, oh, hell yeah, screw him. Here's your Ghostface. And when you finally get to the final showdown at the hospital, where is everybody? Where are the police? Where are the doctors? Where are the nurses? There's no one here. Gunshots? Called more police? Anybody? It was. Oh my God. It was just so hard for me not to yell at the screen like, "Where is everybody?" I just don't understand. I said it's a common issue in Woodsboro. Maybe bring it over to Screen 5. Why am I talking about Screen 5 in this review today? But it was just something that I noticed instantly, and it was something that I just despise that they did. But was ready to fix their doctor thing. I don't know, guys. I think, like Scream 3, this is a pretty underrated Scream movie. Sure, despite its flaws, I think this is a pretty damn good Scream movie. Like I said, it has a lot of issues, but for this being the final film that Wes Craven directed, it was a damn good way to end off his career. And for this, like I said, this being his last film, it's a damn good way to go out, and it's a great ending film for him, and he was such a horror movie legend. And it was sad to see him go so soon, but that's another reason why I like this movie so much for this being his final movie. And I don't understand a lot of the hate, and this is one of those films where I honestly think you should add it to your collection and go out and buy it. So, what do you guys think of Scream 4? Are you like me and honestly think that this movie is pretty underrated, and do you like it for being Wes Craven's last film? Let me know in the comments below and we will talk about it. If you like this video, like it. If you love it, subscribe and hit the bell notification so you will get notified for my latest videos. And please share this with some friends so my YouTube channel can grow more. But until my next video, take care.